Assalamualaikum and hi, I'm Nurna Shuha binti Muhammad Ismail and my other group members Muhammad Zakwan Anwar, Muhammad Syarhani Kamal and also Farah Khalillah Muhammad Fazil will be presenting our topic which is REITs and also AQAR Healthcare REITs. So we move to the introduction.
When you invest in a real estate investment trust, which is REIT, your money is pooled together with other investors in a collective investment scheme that invests in a portfolio of income-generating real estate assets such as shopping malls, offices, hotels, or services apartment. A typical REIT structure works like this. Money is raised from unit holders through an initial public offering, which is IPO, and used by the REIT to purchase a pool of real estate properties. These properties are then leased out to the tenants. In return, the income flows back to the unit holder, which is investors, as income distribution, which are similar to dividends. Most REITs have annual REITs manager fees, property managers fees, trustees fees, and other expenses that will be deducted from their profits before distributions are made. For AQAR Healthcare REIT, the performance of AQAR REIT with a favorable point, which is their occupancy rate. If we were to look at its occupancy rate, they have maintained a strong 100% occupancy rate in full year 2020. This comes to no surprise given the defensive nature of the industry they have operated in. Regardless of the economic condition, healthcare remains an essential service. Through the majority of AQAR REIT are located in Malaysia, they do own one nursing home asset in Australia, which happened to be AQAR REIT's biggest contributor. As shared in our previous AQAR REIT for year 2019 analysis, the establishment of Australia Royal Commission into the residential aged care sector has created an increased level of uncertainty in the aged care industry. For Axis Real Estate Investment Trust, whenever a cash income distribution, either an interim or final income distribution, is announced by the board, may in its absolute discretion determine that the IDRP will apply to the whole or a portion of the income distribution, and where applicable, any remaining portion of the income distribution will be paid by cash. Unless the board has determined that the IDRP will apply to a particular income distribution, the income distribution concerned will be paid in cash to the unit holders in accordance with the current mode of payment.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Farah Khalillah binti Muhammad Fazil will present on Sharia principle use in the instrument, which is REIT. Real Estate Investment Trust is a collective investment scheme in a real estate that combines the best features of real estate and trust funds, but for Sharia version, it was called as REIT. REIT is the Sharia version of the conventional REIT in accordance with the principle of Sharia. According to Rosli 2005, the principles of Sharia are determined by the Al-Quran and Sunnah, which distinguish between halal and haram. The prohibition of riba, avoidance of uncertainty, which is gara, prohibition of gambling, maisir, and the disengagement from the manufacture of impure goods are the Sharia principles that are relevant to Islamic REITs. There is a guideline for Islamic Real Estate Investment Trust released by the Malaysian government in November 2005 through the Security Commission Malaysia (SC), providing a new standard for the creation of this instrument and making Malaysia the first country to do so. These rules offer market participant advice on Sharia compliance in creating and oversee an REIT. The current guideline on the real estate investment trust are supplemented by these rules. First, the rental incomes are derived from permissible activities according to Sharia. In the case where a portion of the rental is from non-permissible activities, then the rental shall not exceed 20% of total turnover of the Islamic REIT. Second, An Islamic REIT is not permitted to own properties where all tenant operates non-permissible activity. Third, for new tenant, the Islamic REIT shall not accept new tenant whose activities are fully non-permissible. Fourth, for tenant who operate mixed activities, only 20% of the floor area can be occupied for non-permissible activity to the total area occupied. Next, for activities that do not involve the usage of space, the Sharia committee or Sharia advisor will base their decision in ijtihad, which is the process of reasoning by Islamic jurists to obtain legal ruling from sources of Sharia. Then, all forms of investment, deposit and financing instruments comply with the Sharia principles. The property insurance must be based on takaful scheme. Conventional insurance schemes are permitted if takaful schemes are unable to provide the insurance coverage. Verse 119 of Surah Al-Ma'idah verse 5 says, "This is a day, Qiyamah, on which the truthful which profit from their truth. From them there are gardens with river flowing beneath. It is their eternal home. Allah is well pleased with them, and they will be pleased with Him, and that will be the great salvation for human beings." In this regard, the verse of this surah emphasizes that those who are sincere and honest will be rewarded, and this includes the business people. This is because IREIT has its own classification on its investment that they prohibit non-halal or non-permissible rental activities such as financial services based on interest, gambling or gaming, manufacture or sale of non-halal product or related product, conventional insurance, leisure activities that are non-permissible according to Sharia, manufacture of sale or tobacco-based product or related product, stockbroking or share trading in non-Sharia compliant security, as well as hotel and resorts. That's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter.
Thank you for the explanation, Farah Khalila. In Malaysia, there are two structures which are Sharia compliant real estate investment trust and also conventional real estate investment trust. Both exist real estate investment trust and also AQAR healthcare is under the as REITs. Basically, the reasons of issuing Islamic real estate investment trust REITs fundamentally not have much difference with the conventional. However, there is certain factor that make it unique compared to the conventional. Currently, many players in the capital market, such as investors and issuers, are looking for Sharia-compliant instruments either for investment or financing purpose. Some of the comparison that can be discussed is Sharia REIT is permitted to own or purchase real estate in which activities are permissible or non-permissible according to Sharia. The benchmark is 20% for non-permissible. Besides, the differences for return from properties is Aziz REIT and also AQAR REIT is from rental income and capital appreciation that based on Sharia compliance compared to the conventional. For the distribution of income, both Sharia REIT should only make from realized gains or realized income but must be from Sharia compliant activities within the 20% of benchmark. While conventional, the distributed income should only be made from realized gains or also realized income. Moreover, there are some differences in terms of liquidity. The shares of Islamic REITs are listed at main market of Bursa Malaysia and it is more liquid compared to physical properties. The units of listed REITs can be readily bought and sold in stock of exchange market. The establishment REITs also have been benefited the participants in terms of diversification. It helps Muslims to broaden their investment and not participating in conventional REITs.
Now I will explain about the structure of the exit REITs. The term and condition of the income distribution reinvestment plan of Exit Real Estate Investment Trust are contained in this income distribution reinvestment plan statement. The IDRP is elective and non-transferable participation. If a unit holder receives more than one notice of election and desires to reinvest all or a portion of the electable portion, into new units in respect of all of its entitlement to the electable portion. She or it must complete all IDRFS contained in the notice of election received by him, her or it, and return the completed IDRF in hard copy to the registrar. The income distribution pertaining to any specific notice of election shall be paid in cash if it's not elected upon or received by the registrar at its office or such address as may be decided by the manager from time to time before the expiry date. Then I will go to explain about the structure of the REITs, which is the AQAR healthcare REITs. Investing in real estate through a real estate investment trust combine the greatest aspect of both trust funds and real estate. The revenue REITs must originate from Sharia compliant sources, or in the event of a mixed operation must meet the 20% criteria set by the Sharia Advisory Council of SC. The activities that non-Sharia permissible, which consist of financial services based on riba or interest, gambling, the manufacture or sale of non-halal product or related products, conventional insurance, Sharia in compliant entertainment, the manufacture or sale of tobacco-based product or related products, stockbroking or share trading in Sharia in compliant securities, and hotel and resort are among the activities that are deemed to be prohibited. In addition, a Sharia committee or advisor must be chosen to counsel the funds management on issues related to Sharia compliance. For the case study, I will explain the Axis REIT first. Axis Real Estate Investment Trust own and invest in Malaysian commercial, office and industrial real estate. Leases and long-term capital growth generate revenue for the trust. Commercial offices, office and industrial buildings, warehouse and logistic conference, manufacturing facilities and supermarkets comprise the company's holding. The findings of this study are organized into several major Islamic governance criteria derived from a conventional governance framework. The first major criterion that we investigated was independent. According to findings of this study, Axis REITs hire external Sharia advisor from prominent major Islamic institutions such as Bank Islam and the Islamic Bank and Finance Institution Malaysia. The second need is secrecy. A healthy connection may be maintained if both parties maintain discretion about one another. Due to the lack of fiqh al-mu'amalat jurists in Malaysia, Axis REITs share comparable Sharia advisor from IBFIM. From a positive standpoint, the Sharia advisor team has a strong history in fiqh al-mu'amalat, which would ensure strict adherence to Sharia principles. Now, I will explain about the second case study of AQAR healthcare REITs. AQAR healthcare REIT is a real estate investment trust with its headquarters in Malaysia. It was founded on June 28, 2006 as a result of the execution of trust deed between the manager and the trustee Amanah Raya Trustee Berhad on June 27, 2006. AQAR REIT, formerly known as AQAR KPJ REIT, was the first Islamic REIT to be launched. AQAR Healthcare REITs first invested in Sikh Hospital with a total market value of $138 million. AQAR Healthcare REIT has achieved several milestones. The dividend payment per unit and net asset value continue to rise. It is because AQAR Healthcare REITs is supported by a diverse portfolio of high quality properties.
In a nutshell, both of Axis Real Estate Investment Trust and also AQAR Healthcare REIT instruments issued is supported by a number of high-quality underlying properties and have performed consistently in terms of income produced from rental and capital gains. Even though there are many economic challenges that need to be faced, in general, it can be said that current situation won't give a significant impact on Sharia REITs because of their solid assets and is stable by nature. The creation of REITs intends to give investors more investment options, though they may diversify their portfolios and reduce risk. There were still a few problems that could not be avoided, for instance, the global uncertainty and depreciation of currencies. However, the REITs are targeted to contribute more to the development of Islamic capital market in Malaysia. Thank you, and that's all from us.